Friends, today let's dive into a pretty intense topic, the ongoing tension between Israel and Iran. It's like a high stake game of chess played out on the global stage. Picture this, two formidable opponents, each with their own perspectives and motivations, locked in a complex dance of power and ideology. It's a real life drama that has far reaching implications for the entire region. On one side, you have Israel, a tiny nation with a fierce determination to defend its sovereignty and ensure the safety of its people. They see Iran as a significant threat with its nuclear ambitions and support for extremist groups in the region. And then there is Iran, a proud and ancient civilization with a visual of religion dominance. They view Israel as a hostile entity occupying Palestinian land and posing a threat to their security. The stakes are high, my friends. A miscalculation or a misstep could have serious consequences, not just for those two countries, but for the entire world. As we watch this geopolitical drama unfold, let's remember the human stories behind the headlines, the lives affected by the conflict, the hopes and fears of ordinary people caught in the crossfire. On 13th April, the nation of Israel was attacked by four different countries: Iran, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen. The night sky was filled by various missiles and a sound coming from alarms. At this time, the people of Israel were dancing and partying. Yes, you heard me right. At this time, Israelis were on beaches. Not a single Israeli was killed. Not a single property was damaged. Surprisingly, Jordan, one of the other main enemies of Israel in the 6 Days War, supported Israel this time. So now, why did the war started? So on 1st of April 2024, Israel airstrike Iranian consulate in Syria, which killed Mohammad Reza Zahedi, who was the top commander of IRCG, or the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. This group is an unofficial Iran-led army which supports Iran in any war. Now, why did Israel kill Mohammad Reza Zahedi? So, we all know that last year on October 7, Hamas attacked Israel. Iran was involved in this attack. Mohammad Reza Zahedi was the mastermind of this attack. So, Israel army had been trying various ways to kill him since past 6 months. After Zahedi was killed, the leadership of Iran, Khomeini, ultimately condemned it. Ultimately, we can only hope for a peaceful resolution to this long-standing feud. Dialogue, diplomacy, and a genuine desire for understanding. These are the tools that can help bridge the divide and pave the way for a peaceful future. But do you know what Iran and Israel were friends originally? So in 1925, Iran was being ruled by Pahlavi dynasty, which was a pro-West dynasty. It has very good relations with Israel. Iran was more secular and literate. But sadly, in 1971, due to the outbreak of Islamic Revolution in Iran, Ayatollah Khomeini dethroned the Pahlavi dynasty and became the leader of Iran. The IRCG supported Khomeini massively in that time. Today also, the IRCG plans certain small attacks with the Hamas in the West Bank and Hezbollah in Lebanon. Iran became more Islamic and less secular nation, due to which its friendship with Israel and the West ended and it became their biggest enemy. Now, how does Israel keep its citizens safe? So, Israel has adopted two smart strategies. Number 1, the construction of bunkers is now compulsory below every house and office. Number 2, to To keep its airspace of about 20,000 kilometers safe, Israel has adopted special regional air defense systems like the Air Arrow, the David's Line, and the famous Iron Dome. On the night attack of 13 April, the Arrow and Iron Dome protect Israel. Whenever an enemy entered in Israel, it is easily detected by the Iron Dome and the information is transferred to the control system. The control system analyzes and calculates the necessary details of the information received and then sends it to the missile launcher, which launches the retaliation missile to destroy the attacking missile. The Iron Dome acts as a shield by protecting 70-kilometer radius from where it is deployed from missiles. Now, because Israel has deployed these domes all over the nation, Israel is now completely safe from any missile attack. But there's one twist. The Iron Dome system can only save Israel from missiles which are fired from a nearby nation. If a missile, take the example of the current missiles fired by Iran, which are fired from a long distance, enters in Israel, the Arrow defense systems of Israel activates. So basically the Arrow defense system acts in the same way like the Iron Dome system. But unlike the radius of Iron Dome system, which is just 70 kilometers long, the Arrow defense system can destroy any missile or any jet coming from a radius between 1000 to 2000 kilometers in all the directions. Now, the second reason about Israel protected itself was due to the support of its allies. So basically, when the Israel attacked the Iranian consulate in Syria in order to kill Mohammad Reza Zahedi, the US deployed its own aircrafts, warships and 2 destroyers into the eastern Mediterranean Sea. When IRCG along with Hezbollah in Lebanon attacked Israel, USA's Air Force destroyed 70 drones and 2 ballistic missiles before entering in Israel. If we talk about UK, then their Royal Air Force took off from some unknown area and appeared suddenly on Israel-Syria border and destroyed all the missiles coming from Iran and Syria. These missiles can't reach the Israel's border. So, Israel was safe from both north, east and northeastern region. But still, Israel's 309-kilometer border with Jordan was unprotected. So, France Prince Hassan's air base is located in Jordan. From here, Jordan, using its own Rafale fighter jets, destroyed any missile or drone attacking to Israel. Now, here comes the biggest twist. Why Jordan wanted to save Israel? You see, Jordan always wanted to end Israel since it was born. Then why did it support Israel? So, when Iran attacked Israel, Jordan King Abdullah himself took the charge of the Jordan's Air Force and gave the command to the military that using the intelligence destroy any object attacking Israel. King Abdullah did this all because he did not wanted Iran to make its land a war zone like it did with its Iraq, Syria and Lebanon for its own profit. Due to King's orders, Jordan's Air Force worked all night to stop any missile or drone attacking Israel. Yes, you heard me right. Jordan, a nation whose 60% population is Palestinian originated, ensured that no missile or drone will enter Israel. You might have heard about the famous 6 Days War of 1967, in which almost all the Middle Eastern countries, including Jordan, attacked Israel in order to wipe it out from existence. In fact, Jordan had fought 4 big wars with Israel between 1948 to 1973, all on its own. So how did Jordan become an ally of Israel? The reason is, whoever was involved in a war with Israel, the most affected nation was Jordan. For example, when Jordan attacked Israel during the 6 Days War, it lost its present-day West Bank area and its area of Elaka in East Jerusalem. Despite this, it also had serious economic and arms loss. These wars also resulted in the loss of life, poverty, etc. So, basically, Jordan had realized that they cannot fight with a highly advanced nation like Israel. That's why, under the leadership of Yasser Arafat, when the whole Middle East was in peace talks, Jordan was the second nation to recognize Israel as a nation and signed peace treaty with them after Egypt. From that time, Israel has remained safe from its 309-kilometer border with Jordan. Because of this, Jordan is more advanced, literate, and more peaceful than its other Middle East Asian countries. Unlike almost all the countries in the Middle East, Jordan has governmental stability. This all is happening because Israel is sharing its technology with Jordan. With the help of Israel and US, economic zones have been made in Jordan, which has created around 36,000 jobs. So basically, due to these reasons, both the countries have maintained peaceful relationship. But the most important thing is that because of only one person, 300 drones and missiles, some of which were ballistic missiles, were fired to a nation. The reason of this is personal interest. You see, Ayatollah Khomeini came in power with the support of IRCG. In recent times, he has lost many of his relatives. Like in 2020, he lost Qasim Soleimani and recently Mohammad Reza Zahidi, who were the top commanders of Iran's most powerful military and terrorist groups. The powerful pillars which have made Ayatollah Khomeini the ruler of Iran have been shrinking. Because of these failures, also these failures are happening at a time when there are several other issues in Iran like economic slowdown, hyperinflation and anti-hijab protest. So basically, to divert people from the internal affairs of Iran, Khomeini thought attacking Israel is the best option so that the people come together at the feelings of nationalism and religion so that Khomeini still remains in power. And you know what, this has been successful at a very high rate. Even the president of Israel, Netanyahu, has the same personal interests. Last year, when he tried to pass a bill in the parliament which stated that with a simple majority, he can change the order of the Supreme Court of Israel if he wants. After this, thousands of Israelis protested against this bill. Even the defense forces declared that people will not come on their jobs until this bill will be taken back. People even demanded that new elections should happen in Israel. But then came the infamous Hamas attack on 7th of October, which brought Israelis suddenly into the support of their current PM Netanyahu. So friends, what I mean to say is that sometimes leaders use wars to unite people. People of the nation suddenly forget about the internal affairs and problems of the nation and start supporting the leaders of the nation. At this time, if any leader takes a very aggressive action, his popularity in the nation increases as people think him as a symbol of national security. Do share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like this video and do subscribe to our channel. Thank you and have a nice day.